Splendid and tremendous, Stephen. Steve.
Stevie G.
Come to the Aussie.
Hello and welcome on in. I'm going to move myself in a minute to MBE
Steve, you should
news.
move yourself. We'll address that.
On here. I'll do that just now and then we'll come back and do the intro.
Stephen, I feel for you having to sit next to me tonight.
Okay.
Fucking
Cologne?
reeking of Jean-Paul Gaultier. I'm testing colognes out. I apologise.
That's okay. We're live and interactive, folks,
Reeking
here
of it.
on Movie News, coming you from MBE. That's Movie Burner Entertainment. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin. Our other co-host, reeking of cologne, is John C. Walsh. How you doing, John?
Yes, I'm testing out different fragrances. I've went down a rabbit hole. I tried Paco Rabanne.
Paco, yeah.
Initially, and now I've went to Jean-Paul Gaultier, Alemal, trying to be Chandler Bing. From Friends, mid-90s. I'm going to try multiple out until I get one I like.
Can you be any more indecisive? But anyway,
how far off to the side am I as well? Fuck is happening tonight? That's shambles.
This is why we need a studio, so we can have markers down.
Yes.
And nothing's getting moved.
Yes, it changes day to day, night to night.
We do our best, or John does his best. Hello there, Deepak, how you doing?
Yes, I try to translate. Sadly, we don't speak whatever. I mean, I'm not even going to presume what language that is.
Yeah.
We only speak English. I dabble with German, but I am not proficient in German by any means. We know a bit of French and Spanish, the basics, but sadly that's as far as we go in terms of languages. I have not got a clue what he says, but thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for joining us.
You could be calling us a bunch of pricks, and we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take any chat, apart from the Acid Man.
We'll not take Acid Man, and I'll not get lectured on sectarianism coming from the west of Scotland.
But anyway, we're going to be talking. We're talking about Mirzapur season 3 here and what's coming up. The reason for that is that movie news is very, very quiet at the moment. It gives us an opportunity to recollect, obviously, on our experience.
An opportunity to speak about that man right there.
Ali Fazal, yeah. I just watched his workout video, which we will get to. So it's all about Mirzapur season 3 tonight. We've got a couple of things we want to talk about, and obviously we'll share our thoughts. If you've got any thoughts to share, just drop them in the live chat and we will respond. So this is coming in from MSN.com. It's obviously
talking about the 90s.
Yeah, I've not been an MSN for a long time, John, but it's Men's XP registered trademark, and Ali Fazal to have a crazy transformation in Mirzapur season 3 as he battles Kaleen Baya. Now, some great photos there.
I'm halfway down the article,
and I
have to say, Stephen, I'm going to interject very briefly here. Disappoints me tremendously that you still get the short hair. I've seen the workout video. I was looking this guy up for thumbnail sort of graphic to cut out. This guy suits long hair, man.
Yeah,
unbelievable with long hair. This geezer, he needs to grow it out. He looks cool as fuck. He really does. He's one of those guys like John Lennon.
Yeah,
can rock any haircut.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
But get the hair growing out, aye.
He's an amazing actor, John. You were telling me about his personal life and what he does in his personal life.
Donating money to Nepal and stuff like that. He's a kindly, brilliant man. His
character in this web series as well is phenomenal. He's one of the best rounded and written characters that I've came across in a web series in a very long time. And that's one of the appeals to this web series that drew us in and wanted more. So we're very much looking forward to season 3 when it does come out later on this year. I'm saying later on this year, we're in that period now.
Yeah, it's coming out very shortly.
Last sort of quarter, aren't we? So the world of OTT has really taken over the globe in the last few years. Just when you realise that the magic of the big screen was fading away, with most Bollywood films failing to work at the box office, there is a tremendous rise in consumption of content on OTT platforms.
That's something that's echoed throughout the world.
True that. This includes the appetite for web series and shows like The Family Man, Sacred Games, Stranger Things, and so many others. One of the shows that are very popular in India is Mirzapur, which airs on Prime Video. Now, fans have been waiting excitedly for the new season 3 of the show, and look like we may finally have some scoop, not us, MSN, of what we can expect from it. According to reports, the characters of Gudu Baya played by Bollywood and Hollywood star Ali Fazal, will have a very dark fate in Mirzapur Season 3. I like that shot, John, with the gun there.
Yeah.
With Season 2 being left off around the murder of Kaleem Baya's son, Munna, it seems like the mood is very grim, and Kaleem Baya will be looking to... Which side is it on?
Fucking Doctor Who, isn't it?
It's reported that Season 3 will be more of a big duel between Guda Baya and Kaleem Baya.
Sean McBride says in the comments, Stephen Ali Fazal is doing a movie with Gerard Butler. Well, I hope Gerard works his magic on Ali and makes sure he... I
also hope Butler's second billing.
Yes, yes. I want to see Ali turning up at a certain football stadium, because I would cheer.
Yeah, I think Ali Fazal's a better actor. Gerard Butler.
I
like Gerard, but he's very... limited in his accents and stuff like that. So other than that, it's reported that the new season may actually see Gudabaya go to jail. There's more, however, with reports suggesting that Ali Fazal will go through a different transformation. As character will be more worn out and frightening in the show. Could he be any more frightening?
More worn out and frightening.
So wow, that will lead us into what we'll talk about next, John, in terms of transformation. But when I read this article, I was actually talking more about his demeanour, his actions, his attitude, his mental strength going into this season 3, his belief in himself, what he's got plans in store for Mirzapur. Will he keep his promise? We were talking about that, John, obviously with... I'm trying to remember her name. Bina, yeah.
Bobby speaking about
will he keep that as well? So, what's your thoughts on this, John? This transformation, going to jail? I can't see it going to jail. Surely not.
I mean, Stephen, one of the big challenges for this third season, and look, I'm sure it's not a challenge for the showrunners, the actual writers, the people involved in curating this show from start to finish, A to B to C. I'm sure they have had a plan in place for where this story goes, where these characters start and obviously end. But one of the one of the key things, the big issues they have going into season 3 is the sort of, I'm blanking on the name of it, the one with Kevin Spacey.
The House of Cards.
The House of Cards conundrum. What do you do with a character once he's achieved everything he set out to achieve? He wanted to rule Mirzapur. He wanted to take out and avenge the death of obviously his brother and his wife and his unborn baby. He's done all of that. He sat in the throne at the end with a cane, foot up in that little stool, and that was him. He'd achieved everything. The big issue I've got is, what do you do with that character moving forward that's not repetitive, that's not superfluous, if to use some fucking big fancy word. That's probably not even the right use of the word. You need to get this handled perfectly with the character. You need to give something for Ali Fazal to get his teeth into and actually perform with.
Yeah.
And him just sitting on a throne barking out orders isn't good enough for me, Stephen. That was one of the big issues we had with the start of KGF Chapter 2. Rocky in this position of power.
Yeah.
It was
unlikable.
It was unlikable. And it was probably unlikable in the first movie, but you overlooked it because there was other unlikable people he was trying to...
Yeah, you root for him, John. You root for because you want to see where it goes. And you used the House of Cards example there with Frank.
Yeah, Frank Underwood.
Underwood.
Yeah.
A devious, conniving sod of a character, but we all rooted for him.
Yeah.
What does that say about us?
Everyone else in that swamp, as one Tango Man referred to back in the day, is every bit as corrupt and unlikable and devious and con men and women alike. So you want to replace one that you're actually connected with with ones that you aren't connected with. Yeah. So it's the same here. I mean, we had a Candanan, we had the old fucking grandfather whose name eludes me at the moment. What was he called?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Why am I blanking on his name?
John,
he was an old bastard.
You took some great pleasure in his downfall, though.
Oh yes,
the way that played.
Oh, it was the fact that it was a woman that did it as well, because he had nothing but disgust and sheer, I can't think of a good word at the moment.
Contempt
for women. Yeah. They were below him. They served their purpose, and then the men did the business. Well, he wanted the other man. He killed him, and I'm blanking on his name just now as well. It's been a while. We need to go back and watch these 2 seasons.
Sure there'll be a recap when the season comes out, but it was a lot of information.
He wanted him to kill him.
Yeah.
And also the Bina character.
John, obviously, one of the characters that looks like, I would say probably 85-90% definitely is not coming back, is Muna. I'm saying that because there is some rumours about that one. I'll be honest with you.
Mukbal. Was it?
Macbill, yeah.
Was it Macbill?
It was a big heavyweight man, yeah.
The guy with the
bodyguard,
tremendous...
Macbill,
Macbill, fucking yes. Sajid Chowdhury, what a guy.
That takes us into, obviously, talking about season 3 and who will be coming back. I know we're going to be talking about
he'll be back
in a while, but Macbill as well, definitely one that I did forget at the time. But obviously, I'm blanking on the name as well, John, of
Sharad.
Your man, his dad. His dad was murdered.
Yeah, Sharad.
Is that him?
It was
the wine drinker. Yeah,
Sharad. From Jaunpur. I've remembered his name this time, which is incredible.
You know what his intent is as well.
If it was Ratty Shankar, wasn't it? That was the name of his father. Yeah, he get killed. Ratty, yeah. And obviously Sharad comes in. Stephen, he's going to be for me. We were discussing this. I don't know if you want to discuss this just now, because I think we're actually speaking about being out at the end, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
We'll briefly touch on it then. We discussed, we think she's going to have a huge part to play in season 3. Obviously, she with her son who's not yet of age and can't rule Mirzapur. The conundrum, what does obviously Gudu do when the time comes? Does he actually hand the power over to this little guy? Yeah. Or does he keep it for himself traditionally? In these kind of projects, TV shows, movies, and in actual history, once somebody gets power, they don't want to give it away. We've seen that recently again with Tango Man. Yeah. Trying to create what was an insurrection, is that what you call it? Actually overthrow a lawful election.
What was that in the Dark Knight trilogy about? You know, you see yourself as a hero, but if you obviously live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
That seems to be the case, because you know the best villains, and whether it be film or web series, are the villains that don't think they're the villain. You know, they have a purpose and why they're doing what they're doing, because they think it's the right thing to do. A classic case would be Thanos, I suppose. You know, in his mindset that he was doing the right thing for the universe. Although some might agree with that, I certainly don't. But I think it's always the well-rounded villains that you can understand more, rather than just...
That's why I think a lot of people connected with Muna in season 2, Stephen, because they did a great job of humanising and rounding that character.
After the season finale, the first season finale, he was such a detestable little scrote.
He was
of a boy, I should say.
But you see in season 2,
but he's
a byproduct of the family, byproduct of this dysfunctional upbringing. No mother figure round these two powerful men who are just odious creatures.
Yeah, Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent's another classic example. He's someone you obviously see when he's clean cut.
Yeah,
fresh.
He's a white knight.
He's a white knight, and the ultimate good, if you like. He's corrupted, and then he becomes this villain, and you actually get on board with obviously what this guy's doing, because he's been wronged badly. He's been defaced. And I just thought your man who played him in the Dark Knight trilogy was outstanding. That's for me that is the take on Harvey Dent.
There's another thing, John.
Tommy Lee Jones one wasn't great
in terms of season 3. That we, as you said, we obviously lost some key characters in season 1, and then into season 2 as well.
We were concerned going into season 2.
So going into season 3, do you think they're going to be introduced to more characters? Do you think they're going to stick with what were introduced in season 2, the surviving characters that is of season 2?
Well, I mean, we're getting Sharad coming in. He's like a new character, Stephen. He was playing the fool in the shadows, massaging Muna's ego. Yeah. Now he's going to come into his own. The mother, she's sitting in Jaunpur playing chess, actually, literally playing chess, but also figuratively as well. She's controlling the pieces. I think she'll come in. Yeah. Gudu's obviously established, so is Golu. She's established as well. Akandanan's going to have a rage within. He come back. He'll be working with Sharad. I'm sure he'll be betrayed at some point. There's a lot of characters in there, Stephen. The father figure.
I think there's enough. I don't think they have to.
Actual father of Gudu.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of had the conversation, didn't he, at the end with Gudu? He sat down when he was nearly shot dead with that corrupt police officer. Yeah. Ice Cream Man, as I called him. Yeah. So he may come in. There probably will be a couple of characters come in, Stephen. You've got to jazz it up. But Bina, You've got loads of big personalities in there.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I loved about this show. From the very get-go, littered with incredible personalities, the likes of Sweetie, Babaloo at the start, the father, the lawyer.
Yeah.
He was a great character. He get fucking sidetracked. That such was the competition for eyeballs.
Yeah,
there was that many big personalities. Balji was the name of the grandfather, incidentally.
Balji, yeah.
Brilliant acting from him.
Yeah.
He was a great actor.
Yeah, he was a shit. Yeah.
Devious, utter cunt of a guy, but compelling to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
From the start, you had all these characters, Stephen. You go into season 2. Again, you're introduced to Sharad. You've got more characters come in and take the place. Macbull's a sort of silent assassin in the background. They've done a great job of sort of retaining the big personalities and replacing
friend as well, didn't you? The one that
the
chemist.
What was he called again? The fucking
he ended up doing the dirty on him, didn't he?
The compounder or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, the compounder. Yeah, another great character, from the past.
Steve, that's a part of the sort of strange humanising of Muna.
Yeah.
He's friends with all these despicable people. They slash that guy in the toilet scene.
Just for the sake of it, yeah.
Horrific. But the point it's driven home when he gets killed is his actions. His life's a car crash. Everything he touches turns to shit. He loses everyone that's close to him. He's a little fucking guy that gets choked out in the JP's office.
Yeah.
It was a shame for him as well, but he was a little he was his most loyal lieutenant, if you like.
He also had your fella, the sort of bit on the side for Bina. Obviously got his bits chopped.
Well, he deserved it though. He was a fucking client.
He died though, didn't he?
Muna choked him out on the bed, butt naked. Yeah, I mean that was the best death in the whole show. Nothing summed up Muna better than nearly getting shot dead straight out the shower. He's probably still wet.
Yep.
A bit moist after the shower. And he just takes him the fuck out in the bed.
Dear.
I'm like, this is Muna all over. This is why we love Muna, Stephen. And it's why I wouldn't be too upset if he came back for season 3. Because he's such a huge personality. He's intrinsically linked with Gudu in this show. You lose him, I think you're losing something momentous. I don't know if you can replace that personality. Kandanan Pankaj, we watched him in Gangs of Wasseypur, Stephen.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing actor.
Yeah, it's fantastic, John.
Muna, there's something about Muna.
Something about him as well in terms of the way he talks. He's a very unique speaker.
Oh, Sacred Games as well.
Just the way he... just the way he... comes across, and the way he delivers these lines, and you can shut your eyes and go, I know who that is right away. He's got a very distinct voice. John, we're going to move away from Ali Fazal's crazy transformation.
We never even spoke about that incidentally. We never really spoke about it.
Well, this kind of blends into it, because I'm going to ask you a question, John, in terms of his transformation, in terms of the sort of mental aspects and his demeanour, and what will be happening with him in this season. The whole jail thing, I don't buy that, because I think it's like waiting for the main guy to reach his goal and then take him away from it right away, and I don't like that.
I mean, they did that in KGF, didn't they, before?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, but I don't think they have to do that here. I don't think they have to have him playing a sort of Godfather type figure, but in terms of Jim working out, John, for the sort of physical aspect of the character, there is this video that we watched. This guy is incredible, an absolute unit of a guy, and this is coming in from DNP India. Mirzapur season 3 actor Ali Fazal sweats it out in the gym for the series. So you go into their website, you can actually see the video. It's there.
They really need to do something with the orientation of these websites, though. They just don't play
It's funny,
ball.
John, because it looks this one doesn't look slightly different, but the previous website looks different on an iPad.
It does on
looks
better.
The desktop. It's
far
strange.
too wide.
But it's a gym video, just to show how hard he is working.
We knew he was fucking absolutely dying in the video, Steve.
Yeah, we knew he was obviously a fitness fanatic anyway. Guy's an absolute beast, but
in the best possible way, not in the Jimmy Savile way.
No, definitely.
We must stress there is a double entendre over here.
But I think this was actually coming in from his official. I think it is his Instagram handle it's coming in for. So
yeah, I can bring that up. I've got that opened.
Yeah. So
that's his actual comments. If you want to read that.
I can't see that, John. My eyes aren't.
Can you not?
I can read.
I'm talking about that bit there.
Today at the gym, this is how my perfect workout rolled out after the first half of an hour. at Rohit.
Yeah, I think that's just names, yeah.
Turn Sam Hoji, major wake-up call for the stamina training. Long way to go. In fact, new journey to tread. I miss my sports. Hashtag caged, etc. Right? Yeah.
Steve,
this guy's not unfit.
I can't imagine the
might
level
just
of
be out of
training.
condition, but he's not unfit.
If you want to see unfit, Ali, look at me, mate.
But
and I'm fucking actually not that bad, to be fair.
There's a bit just at the end, I don't really want to read the whole article because we're just getting over old ground that we've already talked about. But fans are desperate for Mirzapur 3. We're desperate for it. It's been a long time coming. Do you know something? We're kind of in a privileged way, John, because we only started watching this year, whereas other people have been waiting 2 years for this season to pop up on Prime, I think it is.
It is, yeah.
After the video of Ali Fazal, it is natural to say that the incarnation of Gudu Baya in Mirzapur 3 is going to be different from the last 2 seasons. On the other hand, fans are eagerly waiting for Mirzapur 3. Currently, the shooting of the series is going on. Recently, a video of Ali Fazal from the shooting set also went viral, in which he is seen getting down from the black Scorpio car in the look of Gudu Baya. I've never seen that, actually. I don't think I've seen that. Season 2, it was kind of out of commission for the biggest part of that season.
Yeah.
Obviously, the injuries that happened at the wedding put him out of commission for a long time. But I wouldn't say that he looked unfit or out of shape or anything like that. I mean, I get that he obviously was basically walking on one leg for most of that season.
Yeah.
I think this is the sort of the character regenerated, John, if you like, to seek his revenge. He's going to be physical, I think, in this season. I think we're going to see him. I mean, that first picture there's an absolute class picture, but you can see he's holding his crutch. He's got his crutch under his arm there. But
that's maybe right here, Stephen. He's actually getting out the car.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw in season 1, he was going for that bodybuilding competition. The guy just looked an absolute unit.
That was a great scene.
It was just not a guy to be trifled with physically, John. And that's what I want to see in season 3, because we never really got that in season 2. We saw this more cerebral side to the character in season 2. So that's what I want to see.
Oh, Stephen, I want to see him at his resembling physical peak again. I don't want to see him walking about with that cane walking stick for another show, for another season. I understand it was part of his recovery. I want to see him kick butt. Chocolate. No, Stephen, I want to see this guy getting back to something resembling what we've seen in season 1, because he's a menacing, towering figure. And just that moment he beats the shit out of that guy with the fucking award on the actual bodybuilding stage, that was brilliant. Basically says, respect me, bitch, and not so many words. I'm the fucking winner. I've been done over by that guy there, a Candyland. He didn't want to see me winning. He felt bruised. His ego was bruised by me. My mere presence. He screwed me. You're fucking not the winner, and I'm going to beat the shit out of you. It was a great scene, a brilliant moment. But we lost that, Stephen. What we got was the brooding sort of side of him.
Yeah.
Slowly recovering. And then we do get the amazing moment he chokes Mooner and Sherrod out, though. Sort of double choke scene with the 2 biceps just killing them. And he's laughing like a maniac. Then he gets buried, and then he gets back up again. That was almost like him in a microcosm, that scene. He gets knocked down, then he gets back up again. You're never going to keep me down. Tub thump.
That's true, yeah.
Can't remember the name of the song. It's a mental name.
Yeah, Chumbawamba was.
Chumbawamba.
I think Chumbawamba was the band.
Yeah, Tub Thump was the name of the song. I get knocked down, then I get up
That's
again.
That's exactly what it was
You're
like.
never going to keep me down. That is.
Was it not a beam collapsed and everything fell on top of him for them to get away or something like that?
I think it was Sherrod actually just fucking went at the beam.
Yeah.
He's like, getting out of here. This guy's going to fucking half us.
An absolute bear, yeah.
But he's a monster, and I want to see him back. There's no need for him to be in that position. We can do a jump. We can do a jump of many years.
Yeah.
I'm a Eurostain. I don't want to see him in the jail. I don't want to see the guy locked up. Yeah. It would be a nice way to do something fresh with the character, take him off in a different direction after he assumed the throne. Because again, we didn't really like that in KGF 2. He's on this throne lording it over.
The reason they would do that, John, is probably to make them, is it Golu?
Golu, yeah.
Golu, to make that character more prominent, you'd have to move one of them to the side, but I can't see them doing that, to be honest with you. This is what we've been waiting for.
She's almost like the queen. Yeah. And everything but name of the whole kingdom. Yeah. She's not with him in that way, but she's the right hand man.
In terms of character transformation, John, out of the whole cast, I would say probably her character's probably evolved the most. Just from been that bookworm that we saw in the library.
Yeah.
Horny bookworm. And what she became, an absolute pro with a gun.
Yeah, that was ironic because of
who would
course
have
she
thought?
could have ended fucking everything in
Yeah.
season 1 if
Yeah.
she was good with a gun.
Yeah.
Champ 360 said, I just finished watching your reactions on the Family Man 1 and 2, although I started 2 days back watching your channel with Triple R. Well, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Some people were rubbed up the wrong way with the classic
Yeah,
sort
we're
of,
laughing, yeah.
I call it the Jumanji scene,
Yeah.
where all the animals are unleashed on the British soldiers. You need to remember, we're Scottish, and we're not huge fans of the British Empire.
No, and not just that. We like to see people getting hurt
I do.
in the most.
I like seeing
violent
British
way.
soldiers getting hurt because they were bastards. I'm not going to sing what I was going to sing there. I'll say it, I'll not sing it. You divided many nations, conquered many lands, you terrorised our people, you ruled with an iron hand. That is something that's applicable to lots of different countries all throughout the world. Everywhere the British Empire touched, it left ill will, it left them malnourished in terms of their raw materials. They stole, plundered. You can say they maybe gave things to these countries, but I don't think they gave much to India. All they did was fucking take trillions of dollars worth of wealth. They were bastards. They deserved what was coming into them in real life, and also in the movie it's larger than life. You want to see them getting torn limb to
John,
limb.
it's funny because
I
you look
loved
at
it.
that movie and you look at the villains in it, they're so two-dimensional and
They are.
caricaturish in
Yeah.
a way, and terribly acted, but there's something about the film, it's just got that charm. Everything
It's
else
not about
about
them,
it,
is it?
No,
It's
it's not.
about Beam and
it's really just
Ramaraju.
it's really just a trigger for them, to act the way they act.
It's funny because
and-
Beam's actually, or Ramaraju's actually the villain in parts. But
Yeah.
you know he's a
Yeah.
good man.
Yeah.
We know, but obviously Beam doesn't. And that's the compelling thing. Seeing the likes of your... Fucking blanking on his name, absolutely shocking. Ram Charan.
Ram Charan, yeah.
Ram Charan. Ramaraju, Ram Charan, Beam was NTR Jr.
Yeah.
Seeing them and their relationship going this way and then back again, closeness. Brilliant.
Same with Family Man.
I was watching the song at the end the other night
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I remember.
on a Scotch
Couldn't
whiskey.
couldn't get it out of my head.
Yeah, it's a
It's-
great song.
it's very
It is,
catchy,
It
yeah.
is very catchy. It's brilliant.
In terms of Family Man as well, thoroughly enjoyed that. That was their first web series after Mirzapur. We were very
third.
was it?
Yeah, we done Scam 1992. A half
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
story.
yeah.
Didn't watch it
That wasn't a
long.
watch along, yeah, but we still reviewed it, yeah.
We did. And that was
Um,
fantastic as
Yeah,
well.
I had my reservations going into Family Man, I'll be honest with you, because I thought this isn't going to top Mirzapur, but it's a totally different thing altogether. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Looking forward to season 3 of that as well.
Oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
sure we'll cover
Manosh.
that in a movie news as well, John, at some point. When it's just about to drop.
Yeah, it's the team. It's the figures, man. You speak about Ali Fazal sweating it out. He's just a brilliant guy. He's cool as fuck. And the fact he juggles the Western stuff as well. He goes and does. He works in, does movies like the Fast franchise,
Yeah.
Death in the Nile, Victoria and Abdul. First time I actually seen Ali Fazal was Victoria and Abdul
With
with Judi
Judi
Dench.
Dench, yeah.
And he was
Dame.
outstanding
Judi
in that
Dench,
movie.
yeah.
He was stealing
Yeah.
Dame Judi Dench's thunder, and she's one of the best fucking actors we've got over here.
And funnily enough, Champ actually mentions 3 Idiots there, who Ali Fazal's in for briefly, a very tragic character.
Yeah, he's good in it.
It's a good, it's a good film. I would like to request you make reaction videos on 3 Idiots. Tear Zameen part 3, or is that Par?
Yeah.
Sorry, and KGF chapter 1 and 2.
Well, we've done 2. We've not done a reaction to KGF Chapter 1, but we did review it. We've
Yeah.
seen 3 Idiots as well. It's one of our favourite movies
Oh,
from
amazing,
India.
Yeah. Yep.
Amir Khan's great. Yeah,
We
he's
did that
brilliant.
with Ruth about this time last year, I think,
did,
and
yeah.
one of the things that always stands out for me was the cinematography in 3
It's the
Idiots.
music as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was something about the landscapes that they were going to, John, just the countryside, the north of India, and I thought, absolute stunning place.
Yeah, I mean, he had the
Almost
right
like
idea.
Canada or something like that, just that sort of vision you get of mountains and rivers, and
You
it'd
tend
be
to
very cold,
You tend to forget how big India is, Stephen.
Yeah, massive.
Also,
Yeah.
I've never been. I want to go, but you've got fucking all manner of different regions, weather,
terrains, yeah.
tropical, sort of deserty shit, and
Yeah.
think Agra. Is that what you call it? Agra? Is that what it's called? The place where the Taj Mahal is?
I couldn't tell you.
Might not be. And then you've got up north, you've got these lush green places, and you've got into Himalayas. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's like it's a subcontinent.
Yeah.
So much going on. Of course, I put my foot in it. with one of them family men. I says, really, they're wearing jackets up north, and people schooled me. They says it goes to like minus
I
30.
think it proves, John, their reactions are very honest, you know, and very natural. You know, we'll be as
Fucking
honest
cold
as
down
we can. You know, we're not going to read up and everything before we get into every episode. We want that sort of reaction to be as pure as possible. And I was the same, John. I didn't say it, but I was thinking they must be roasting in those sweaters. Yeah, so.
Tari Zamin Pa, Stars on Earth. We'll have a look at that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll check that
We're
out.
always looking for content.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we'll move on, John, because it was just a video anyway. It's just to show
the last thing I'd say on it, man, the athleticism. We want him to bring athleticism into this. The fact he's training for stamina tells me he is working at it hardcore. It'll be circuit training, high intensity cardio. If he's struggling in the shape he's in, he's pushing his heart hardcore. It'll be lots of leg work. Why would you be doing that for a character that
sits in the jail,
a fucked leg, can't walk properly, he's got a cane? He must be back to full fitness or something resembling it if he's going hardcore at it with stamina.
Yeah.
So you're going to get, and he needs to be, because Akandinand and Sharad are gunning for him.
Yeah.
With all the guns of Jaunpur.
Yeah, that's it.
So
now, John, we mentioned her earlier, Bina,
yes.
ex-actress Rosika Dugal, has started shooting for another schedule of Mirzapur Season 3 in Lucknow. I'm saying that right. This is coming from outlookindia.com, and a good picture of the actress there. And she started shooting for season 3.
It's Nawab's Lucknow. What? I thought Lucknow was a city.
Mirzapur in the city of Nawabs, yeah, Lucknow.
Yes.
There you go. I didn't know that either. See?
I searched it up as well.
Yeah, Rasika has received immense love for her portrayal of Bina Tripathi in both seasons of Mirzapur, and is now all set to reprise her role in the third season. Rosika says shooting in Lucknow is always wonderful. The energy and the vibe of the city is exhilarating. I always look forward to the Mirzapur shoots. Feels like coming home. Back home, I am looking forward to the good food and an amazing shooting experience. For the 2 seasons of the said series, Rosika walked away with praises for embodying the role of a woman from a small town with the power to change the course of events in the series. True that. Mirzapur Season 3 also stars Pankaj Tripathi, Ali Fazal, Shweta Tripathi, Vijay Verma and Isha Tawar, and is backed by Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh Sidwani's production house Excel Entertainment. Rosika's upcoming project includes Andura, Spike, Lord, Curzon, Key, Haveli and Fairy Folk.
Fairy Folk.
So there you go.
Little fairy.
So I think we kind of touched on the
I'm character, John,
and we kind of touched on obviously our relationships with certain characters in season 1 and 2.
Fucking city.
And one of the things I really like about this character, John, is the fact that she didn't really have much to do in season 1. She was more of a doormat, I felt, and she was just getting treated so badly. I thought surely she's going to give him the comeuppance. And I think in season 2 we got to see a darker side to her, and obviously we got to see in that very last episode, John, how dark this character can get. What are you expecting from this character in season 3, John? A prominent role, very similar to season 2, or do you think it's going to take a backward step back into the sort of shadows like we saw her in season 1?
No, Steve, she's out now. She's not going back in. She's out and about. She's not going back in the shadows. She may be away, sort of honing and perfecting her son to be the perfect, to be the perfect heir apparent to Gudu when he comes onto that throne. No, but jokes aside, Steve, I don't think she'll begin back in the shadows. She may be looking after her son, as I did say, but she's too big a personality in this show now. We've lost the likes of Bauji, potentially Muna. We need to be seen, and look, also she didn't openly admit, did she?
Do you know how we forgot? Another female character. Muna's wife.
Yeah, the politician. Yeah, she's a fucking politician.
So maybe she'll just blend
the
away
leader.
now.
I don't think so. No, I think she'll have a bone to pick.
Yeah.
With perhaps that may be how Gudu gets put behind bars. She's the sort of the political leader of that region. And obviously he's just took out her husband, and they were having a good bonding session and getting on fine and dandy by the end. So maybe she'll be taking umbrage to him killing him off and want to go and deal with it. I don't think she's as pliable as JP or his brother before him. I don't think she's one for corruption.
No.
Also, she married into the Tripathis, but don't think so, man. She was never really on board. And also she heard Akandinand potting.
Yeah.
And moaning about the father getting killed. basically saying I don't give a shit about him. I want my influence in the party. I don't want JP taking over. So I don't think she's a huge fan of Candace, but I think she did care about Muna. So that maybe set up Gudu, but for the Bina character, I think she's important going into season. See, it depends on how many seasons they're talking about doing of this show. Is this the last one? Because if this is the last one, I think she'll be in a sort of fucking collision course with Gudu and Golu over this whole handing over the power to her son.
It's a good
not
point
convinced
you raised,
Gudu
John, because
will hand the power over.
when you look at Sacred Games, they knew what they wanted to do with that storyline.
Yeah.
They set themselves a target of 2 seasons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was done after that, 2 and done. And sometimes that's the best way to do it, because then you've got a beginning, a middle and an end, and you know where it ends, and you can focus on that, and you can pace your story out as best you can in a way that all the characters are getting treated fairly, nothing's rushed, you're not forgetting anything, all the ties are concluded at the very end as well, whereas this, the last 2 seasons have been flawless. A lot of people thought season 2 wasn't as good as season 1. Very much the same with Family Man. I don't know what that is. I don't know why people are like that, but we've always felt the second season just gets better. It's a very hard thing to do. Certainly if season 1 is very, very good, like Mirzapur season 1, you're thinking we're coming back to see the revenge. That's what we're coming back for more than anything. But the actual writing itself, the introduction of the new characters just came in so naturally, likeable, unlikable, that kind of thing, and nobody really stood out, and you didn't think, oh, is this the replacement for that character that killed off, or you never thought that. It was just that progression and the evolution of the story moving forward, and I think we'll get the same, certainly from this character, John. I think the evolution of Bina has been fantastic.
She's one of the best growth arcs in the show, Stephen. She's went from this sort of downtrodden wife figure. Yeah. She's cheating on her husband. He also is having issues with the member, if you like. He's having to take Viagra. She's not performing, is he? And she's going off and using the houseboy, that's what I'm going to call him, the housemaid.
Yep.
He becomes a sort of ballless wonder.
Barbie doll. Ken.
Yes, he becomes an Enoch and strangely hangs around. Loses his manhood, but clearly never had any to begin with if he's staying around with people that did that to him. And her growth, Stephen, to then take out Balji, where she's moved into the plotting and the conniving. It was almost like Game of Thrones. The way they're positioning the pieces about and try to overthrow fucking Muna and Akandanan, it was a sight to behold. And also she's the one that allows Gudu and Golo to do what they did. So yeah, man, I think she's going to have a big part to play moving forward in this show. And if it's season 3 is the finale, even more so, because she's going to be in loggerheads with your main man, Ali Fazal.
Yeah.
T3, didn't know you were in, man. Sorry if I missed a comment.
Hello, Chris.
Hello. Hey guys, on my way to a screening, saw you streaming, so I'm doing a shout out. You didn't comment. I didn't read the fucking comment, Chris. That helps, if you actually read before you start speaking. It's been an issue with me. I like to speak before I think. Have a great rest of the show. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Enjoy the screening. What are you going to see? Yeah. Let us know.
If you're still here, that is,
If you're still here,
let us know.
What are you going to see? I'm intrigued. What is out just now that would be worth a watching?
Yeah, what is out just now? Yeah, that's a good
Hopefully
question.
it's not Rings of Power, episode 3, going to the theatres. Well, I've not actually seen them yet. I'm going to watch.
I've watched the first episode, John. I've quite enjoyed it, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think people's biggest issue is probably pacing more than anything, but I'm in it for the long haul, so... And I'll tell you something, that on a technical level, it's a very well-made series.
People are expecting Peter Jackson, Stephen.
Jackson.
They're expecting that freneticism, but that's not natural for Lord of the Rings. That's not the way the Lord of the Rings works on book or in any other adaptation prior to that. It's a slow burn. Tedious for some people. I personally love it. The Barbarian, I don't know much about that, Chris, so Stephen can maybe search it up.
I'm going to look it up because I'm not sure myself.
But look, there's nothing better than going to a screening, man, regardless. There's nothing better than getting in and seeing something. It's even better if you've got a director or something there actually doing a Q&A afterwards.
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård,
Yeah.
that's a decent one, man.
Yep.
And it's a little horror mystery.
Is that your man Justin Long? I've not seen him since Die Hard 4.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
alright actually. Yeah, I love the little horror movies,
Kate
man.
Bosworth, another one I've not seen.
It's getting
in a
decent
long
reviews
time.
as well, man, so
Yeah.
enjoy that. Enjoy.
Fantastic, yeah.
There's a couple of decent little horror movies starting to pop out. I haven't started Rings of Power yet, no, neither have I. I'm scared to watch it.
John, not a spoiler.
Scared to watch it.
Lenny Henry's in this, by the way.
Yeah, he's playing a Hobbit,
I didn't even know the guy could act, but
Yeah,
he's
he's playing a
actually
Hobbit.
very good in it. He's very good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's like a fucking
He's not-
Proudfoot or something
yeah,
like
he's
that.
not
Yeah.
cracking jokes, so that's good.
No, listen, Lenny's great. Fucking brilliant
He's just
guy.
not a good comedian.
He's not a good comedian. He is
He is
a
a good actor, yeah.
good guy.
Yeah.
I'm willing that show to do well just
So
to
am I,
get
yeah.
it up. All of those fucking
The
idiots.
girl who plays Galadriel was very good, John. Very,
Mhm.
very good.
I heard the
I think she's
intro's
half Welsh, half Swedish.
good. That's
So there
strange.
you are, yeah.
Half Welsh?
Yeah.
Half Swedish? How the fuck does that happen?
Dad's maybe Swedish, mum's Welsh, I don't know.
That's a strange concoction. The Welsh are usually, you don't think of them as being Scandi, so that's intriguing. Usually us fucking Scots that have got the Viking gene. But I suppose we're all, in a strange way, Viking. Can you tell I've got Viking genes? Fucking ginger
Yeah.
beard.
But if you're
Slap
still here,
head.
Chris, we're going to have to do something. We've been talking about it for years now. We'll have
Yes.
to do a hookup at some point, and we'll do something. Maybe
Your host for this evening, the Bottles.
the Pony Rolls.
The Pony Rose, that
Yeah.
put me in mind of John Lennon there. yeah, but we have to do something, man. I never did get back to you, Chris. I was informed that you were asking about a logo. I'm not on social media. I stay off it. It's a toxic hellhole of a place. For my mental health, I try to stay away. I can't do with the constant negativity and people
That's
just
terrible, yeah.
wallowing in
Yeah.
it. And the whole tribalism, he said, she said, just fuck up and live your life and get on with it, man. I can't be arsed with that nonsense. I stay off it. But look, if you've ever got any ideas for a logo, something, I'll see what I can do for you. If you're still here. But what, man? I'm looking forward to Rasika
can't
Dugal on
wait,
this. I think
yeah.
she's a great actor. She was one of the best things in the show. As I says, one of the more compelling arcs in this show. Right up there with the likes of Golu, as you mentioned, Stephen, her transformation. Gudu's always been this powerful figure throughout, supremely confident,
Yeah.
set in what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a gangster. He becomes a gangster. He's what, 6 foot something, big hulking figure of a guy.
He's
He
at least
didn't-
6'4". At least.
I don't think he is, Stephen. I actually think he's like 5'11".
Are
I'm
you
sure we
kidding me?
searched that
He
up.
looks massive.
I think we searched that up.
Is everyone else around him so small?
Yeah, I think they are, yeah. I think he's smaller than you. We
Wow.
searched that
He
up.
looks. I think it's camera angles as well.
Yeah.
He looks.
He's
massive.
also a big man in every
Yeah,
way.
he's-
He's fucking huge, but
yeah.
in terms of height, he's not massive. He's not massive by any
John
means.
Mahuti, we were talking about the other night. We're talking about it. We did a trailer reaction, and the name Mahuti came up. He
I've still
was
not put
in
that
the
out yet.
Regina King film. He was the villain in one of the Regina King films we watched.
Was it Peter?
It might have been. I think it was Mahuti.
Oh, Regina King was the villain in Peter.
Mahuti. I can't remember.
Mahuti, yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I knew the name from somewhere.
I'm just trying to remember the villain in Peter.
In Peta.
Peter. He was the guy who ended up on Oxygen or something, wasn't he? Vijay Sethupathi played his son.
Oh,
Then he was two-timed and told
That was
that
such
actually Regina King was
it
his
was
father.
such a great film.
And then he wasn't his father again at the end. I loved that movie.
Was it? I don't think it was. I think
Was it not Peter?
It might not have been.
So what other movies have we seen? Telepathy?
It might have been Telepath.
Seriously?
Hold on.
From
a sec.
93?
Telepath.
It's spelt differently though, isn't it? It's got an I.
Yeah,
Had an
there
I.
we go. 91, yeah. There you go, yes. Yeah.
Mahout, was it Mahout?
Yeah, that's him, yeah.
Telepathy?
I'll bring him up, John, so you can see his face. That's him. Yep, he was in that trailer.
I can't remember him in
Yeah.
Telepathy.
Such a recognisable name. Yeah, so there we go.
I can't even remember Telepathy period. There you go. Was it not his mother or something? He was gave away as a young baby on a train. Ends up
Yeah,
meeting his mother again.
there you go.
There's all sorts going
There's
on.
a screenshot of both of them.
But yeah, Rinjinikin was fucking class in that movie. He was.
It's-
I was
yeah,
just
he's great though, isn't he?
mesmerised
Yeah.
with Rinjinikin, to be
Yeah.
fair. Anyone that's on it in a movie with Rinjinikin's playing second fiddle to Rinjinikin, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit how old he is. He could be 80, he could be 50, he could be 20.
Yeah.
They're playing second fiddle to that guy because he's just unbelievable. He exudes charisma. Even now, he's got the dodgy wig He had hair back in the day,
Yeah.
by all accounts. I think over dyeing it was actually what caused
That's
it to
what
fall out.
Ruth said, yeah.
So it wasn't like male pattern baldness or whatever. He actually caused it. But even with that wig, he still looks fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It looks weird without it.
John, you see the sort of, at the time, the younger actors, the Vijay Sethupathis, etc., all wanting to be him, you know. Telepathy Vijay.
I mean, Telepathy is... He's the sort of heir apparent. When Jenny can't dance like him, to be fair.
No. It's more
Telepathy's
just
an
finger
all-round.
points and stuff like that, isn't it?
He's like an actor.
Yeah.
Proper actor. He's not so much... He's not... Yes, he's a thespian. He's not so much an
He's
all-round...
a lovey.
He's not such an all-round performer. Telepathy's what I call a big-hitting all-round performer.
Yes.
And of course, your examples up north, maybe a horrific Roshan, someone like that, an all-round singing, dancing performer.
Yeah.
I tend to find that they're more acting based up in the north. Maybe a Ranveer Singh as well. He's one that springs to mind. We've seen him in Padmavat, Stephen. He played...
Yep.
I can't remember who he played in that, but he was very good in it. Played the villain, who I actually liked more.
Yeah.
I liked more than the fucking hero, Shahid Kapoor.
Yeah.
The villain was brilliant. I'm going to search it up before we end.
Do you know something? I sometimes think back to when we started doing the watch-alongs and all those great films we did as reviews, which was an enjoyable experience, don't get me wrong, but I
Sultan
kind of
Aladdin.
regret we didn't do them as watch-alongs, you know, from the very beginning, because
Yeah.
it's an easier way to obviously
You
take
can
the film
edit
in,
it,
and I think people enjoy watching that more than they would just watching our mugs talking about it for like 2 hours, you know.
Well, they actually do moan about our mugs talking during the actual watch-along. Apparently, if we just
That's him
shut
now?
up... No, that's Jim Saab.
Yeah.
That's the Bintadil guy.
Right, okay.
Stephen, it's funny, that's nearly 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I still remember the song, Padmavat song, Bintadil Masiriya. He's singing a bit aloud.
Deepika Padukone, I always remember that name as well.
Deepika Padukone, she's a big
Yeah.
fucking star up north,
Shahid
Stephen, we need to
Kapoor,
watch more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ranveer played Sultan
Oh,
Aladdin,
what
he was
a
brilliant.
cast, man. What a cast. Padmavat, was that the one where they used the arrows and
No.
the blankets?
No, that was Bahubali.
Was it Bahubali?
Part
two?
Part 2.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
Padmavat was the one where he rocked up with the whole tent thing outside the walls and came in and tried to steal his
The
wife away.
villain and the wife were actually related, married in real life. Yeah.
Ranveer Singh and Deepika, I think, are married
Yeah.
in real life.
Amazing.
Who would have funked it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I want to watch more with Jim Saab. I thought he was brilliant. I think that guy's like Canadian or something. It's like a Canadian Indian.
He actually,
might
do you
not
know
be
who he
actually.
reminds me? He actually reminds me of
Just fucking born in Mumbai. I'm talking
your
shit.
man.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yep. Borat. Yep. That's who he reminds me of.
Funny enough, no, that's not the same movie. Someone keeps asking us to react to it. We actually need to do it, to be fair. Lady of Heaven, I think.
Made in Heaven.
That's not it.
No, it's not. it.
Sadly not.
Lady in
look,
Heaven, yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah, I'm done. Join on.
Yeah, I'm done as well. I'm done when... Oh, there's the intro.
What are we?
That shouldn't be happening. You're done when you get off and speaking about fucking movies you watched 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Song stuck in my head. Bintadil. He's strangely running a bath for Aladdin, I think that's what his name is. Starts singing about him, clearly in love with the guy. And it's not reciprocated because Aladdin wants Deepika Padukone because it's his fucking wife in real life, to be expected. Brilliant song though.
Yeah.
Brilliant song. That was your introduction to song and dance.
Yeah.
Apart from obviously KGF.
Well, KGF kind of kicked it off, but you know, in terms of out with the sort of action.
And then we went down south.
Yeah.
Where it's on fucking steroids.
John, we basically go where the community directors, you know, and that's what's happened.
And
but,
sadly, the southern Indian community is deserted, as it seems, because we don't get any recommendations now. We have to go looking for it ourselves.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
It's fucking...
I'm sure they'll get better things to do than talk to us.
Yeah, it's true. To be fair, I've
But
got
we're
better
here,
things to do to talk
and
to.
we're always here.
We're always here. Well, let's go round it up. What's your thoughts on Mirzapur season 3 or 3? What's your thoughts on Ali Fazal? You have posted.
What did you say that?
Mirzapur 3.
Free. Do what I want.
Any old time. What's your thoughts on Ali Fazal going through a transformation? He's going to be making a transformative journey in this third season. You can share your thoughts down below about that and a whole host of other things relating to the show, the actors, what we've spoke about. Rings of Power. Have you watched Lord of Rings? Lord of Rings. Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power. Or as I was calling it, the Power of the Ring. The Power of the Ring.
Got the power.
I just thought the Goblin King from Labyrinth.
Yeah.
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Some arseholes call him. It's Bowie.
Those dodgy tights on.
Those dodgy tights on. Who's the power of the babe? The power of who do you do?
Pair of socks down the front of the tights.
Who's... Oh, certainly. Although you never underestimate David, to be fair. He was...
Never underestimate the power of the Duke.
The fucking thin white Duke. What a fucking persona that was. We could go off and speak.
He certainly wasn't thin those days.
He was thin then though. He was on the heroin.
He was
going through the Berlin phase. He was on the old heroin. And he was thin. Man, he was thin. He was turned up to fucking premieres dressed as a Nazi. Lost the plot. Yeah. Anyway, man, you can share thoughts down below about that if you feel compelled to talk about that. How the fuck did we get onto that?
Power of the ring.
Anything you feel compelled to share, can go down below in the comments section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyeballs on YouTube. Same thing over on Twitch. Follow button, notifications button over there to see the exact same content over there on a different platform. Regardless of what you do though, thank you for watching us. And until the next time, me and Stephen are done. Bye bye.